Terrie Carr. I'm here with my good friend Sunny Nowell from the Randolph Regional Animal Shelter. Many of you know Sunny from WDHA's Rock and Ruff, and she's a big part of the community. Everybody says, I know, everywhere I go, I know Sunny, I know Sunny, I know Sunny. Sunny comes in my bar, Sunny comes in my store, Sunny. Everybody knows Sunny. But what you may not know is Sunny is an animal control officer, which is something that I so admire about her. You've been here helping us out with different things, and I've been highlighting for the WDHA Rock and Ruff Roundtable different animal control officers. I know you know Meredith. She was in the first installment. She's an inspiration to all of us.
She was also my animal control teacher, where I got certified. She was my instructor. And that was back in 2006. She was my mentor, is my mentor. I look to her for answers for pretty much anything. She's a plethora of information, that's for sure.
Yeah. I love Meredith, too, because when I had this wacky idea of bringing dogs in and let's put them in the parking lot and everything, Meredith came in. She made sure everything was cool. We were doing everything the right way, and she taught me so very much. So a lot of people have mentioned, and by the way, we have Dee Dee here. So Dee Dee's up for adoption, and she's just so beautiful. So we will be doing camera shots on Dee Dee sometimes instead of just me and Sunny. So people have asked me a lot of questions about being an animal control officer. So that's why I decided to kind of do this little ACO feature. And I took some listener questions about things that they can have answered by their local animal control officer. So Sunny has not heard any of these questions. So I'm just going to hit you on the fly with a couple of these that listeners have asked me over time. So here we go. So Joe in Spotswood, I know Joe. He's a great animal human. He said, TC, why am I now seeing so many dogs that are missing on social media? Is it just the fact that we have social media, or is it the fact that people are just not really that conscious of what's happening with their animals?
That's a great question, and I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day. I do think it's the social media presence of getting the word out. I think years ago, there were a lot of animals that got lost, and people just didn't have the outlets like Facebook or neighborhood, groups where they could post dogs or cats or whatever kind of animal is missing. I do see a lot of dogs and cats, be lost on carelessness of humans. It can be an accident. But I definitely, it seems as though there's more, but I have a feeling it's just because the word is out. And I do think we live in an area that a lot of people do care and a lot of people want to help. So I think you're going to see it shared a lot when it seems like the community rallies around an animal that goes missing, like Meep, or other dogs and, cats and birds even. So I think it's probably, I don't know if it's increased. I mean, the number of pets that people own probably have increased, so it probably just, went hand in hand with that. But definitely the word has gotten out to help find these animals, which is great.
And I think we're always looking for some hopeful stories. And when we get the hopeful stories, that makes it all worth it. And you say, well, this animal was found, so let's try to do it for this animal. All right, let's go to question number 2. Kathy M. I hear this all the time. And I always think this too, but I know what my rescues go through. I'm interested in starting my own rescue. What should I keep in mind?
Well, I would say start small. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. I think I've seen that happen to a lot of people that have the best intentions, and it gets to be, it grows very quickly because there's so many animals in need. So I would say start small. What you should absolutely be a non-negotiable with your animals is that they are spayed and neutered. That is so important. So if you're dealing with puppies or animals like kittens that are too young to be spayed and neutered, have a plan for that. Have a plan for people that there might be problems down the road when you've had adoptions. Everything is great finding animals new homes, but it's about them sustaining their homes and staying in them. So you might have to walk through some, hurdles and problems with people. So you just have to be ready for certain, situations to be presented to you. We find lots of homes for animals, but there's some bumps in the road, and so you have to be prepared for that. And I would say, go for it, but just start small so that you know your animals and you know where they went, and, make sure you screen people properly because you want to make sure they're getting good homes.
Yes. Know what you're undertaking. I always say this because I know what a lot of our rescue groups go through. It's not an easy job. Mike from Union asks, what is the protocol when you find a stray animal on the street? Should you take it home? Should you call the police? Should you call local animal control? Because he also prefaced in this question, I'm afraid if I call animal control, they'll just put it to sleep.
That, I think, is a misconception that a lot of people have about animal control.
The dog catcher, the dog catcher is coming. That was how it was, way back in the day.
Sure, that we're going to come and take the animal, cart it off to never be seen again. But in all honesty, we are looking to reunite animals with their owners. That being said, the easiest, quickest thing to do if you find an animal is to call the police. They will be able to contact animal control, whoever's contracted to help that town. Every animal control agency should be scanning for a microchip. That's why microchips and ID is so important. Your animal should be, wearing ID, microchips again. But yeah, I would say just call the police, or if you know someone in the town that you are, just call them. You don't want to bring an animal home because most likely it probably has an owner that's looking for it. So they just want to be able to find it as quickly as possible.
Carl says, I have a neighbor who leaves the dog out. Is animal control the place to call if it's too hot or too cold? And is that an anonymous call that I can make?
Yeah, you can make any call anonymously. There's plenty of people that don't want to start a neighbor feud.
Yes.
So you can absolutely call any kind of concern in. And my thought process is see something, say something. So even if you're not sure if an animal is in distress or if it's in heat that's too extreme, just call, because most likely all it is us going to check it out. Sometimes it's educating the homeowner or pet owner that, the extreme weather is too much for the animal to handle. But yeah, you can anonymously call. Most animal control agencies have folks like us or Meredith that will go out and just make sure everything is fine. And if it's not, then we will intervene and make sure that the animal is in, safekeeping.
Yeah, Sunny does a great job with that. I'll never forget hearing from Sunny that she was on a call. I probably texted you about coming in for Rock and Ruff, and there were pit bulls swimming in people's pools. Remember those two? They were so cute. And then you came and you brought them for Rock and Ruff, and then they ended up getting adopted and getting great homes. But, a person calls and says, hey, I just got home from work, and there's two pit bulls, and they're swimming in my pool. And Sunny's like, oh, yeah, I opened the door to my truck, and they jumped right in. So, yeah.
Yeah, we just had 2 golden retrievers swimming in somebody's pool this morning. So they're at the shelter right now, soaking wet, waiting for but they were microchipped, so their microchip was registered. We called the owner. They're coming to pick them up, so.
Sunny, thank you so much. And sweet Miss Dee Dee, thank you so much, too. She's so cute. She's like relaxing. It's a hot day, and she's just relaxing in the AC, and I heard her do a couple of snores. So that's how nice and relaxed she is. Sunny, by the way, at the Randolph Regional Animal Shelter. You can check out their website for all the information on how to adopt, how to volunteer, and how to get involved. Thanks, Sunny.
Thank you.